السيدات والسادة.
Ladies and gentlemen, peace be with all of you. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you to the 7th Abu Dhabi Strategic Debate, which is organized virtually this year pursuant to the rules related to the COVID-19 pandemic. I would like to express my gratitude for the speakers who have accepted to speak in ADSD panels. I would also like to express my gratitude for the ladies and gentlemen who are going to follow up the debates panels over the course of the upcoming 3 days. Ladies and gentlemen, 2020 has exposed new fault lines, new conflicts, and unraveled new potentials that are highly available at the international and regional level. The COVID-19 pandemic, the US presidential elections, and the signing of the UAE-Israeli treaty have created new dynamics that will have a decisive role in shaping the features of the future of the global and regional orders. For this reason, these factors, engines, will be the predominant focus of the 7th ADSD. The world is embarking upon a period of uncertainty. The events of this year have proved that the political dynamics is on shaky terrain, which means that the need to adapt to these interrelated and complex circumstances is paramount. The geopolitical aspect, we see at the geopolitical level that there's the decline of unipolar world order, and this has led to a return of great power competition as part of unique contexts and facts. Despite the need to proactively react to this environment with innovation and fortitude, global institutions have been fraught with indecision and losing sight of the bigger picture. Given the fault lines exposed by the COVID-19 pandemic, it is becoming increasingly evident that the political economy is not necessarily the foundation or even the tool to shape society. The underpinnings of organized life are not restricted to phenomena that can be easily interpreted and explained. We live in a world of hyper-reality, which is characterized by simulation, images, spectacles, and the interpretation of science have come to replace the concepts of production. The information field and data realm are the sources of the new power. On the other hand, the Abraham Accords and the Emirati-Israeli peace treaty have been decisive evidence that resilience and vitality are key elements of response to challenges. In order to overcome these challenges and crises, it is necessary to resolve intractable conflicts in the Middle East countries and societies. There is a need for an innovative, brave, political and moral vision that contributes to peace building, stability and hope for the people of the region. The Middle East remains the ideal environment for this hyper-reality, where we can feel the interactions of history, geography and struggle of identities and perceptions, and where the impacts of pandemics, displacement and deprivation can be felt, and where visions of a better future and stability in the region are extremely diverse. The UAE has realized that it has to take a brave decision based on political rationality to overcome the stalemate in which all chronic regional conflicts are going through. Therefore, the UAE has decided to present a new model for the possibility of building bridges among regional powers in a new perspective, thus leading to this treaty. The latest US elections have been further evidence that international politics is still governed by shifts, distributions, and trends of power of the USA and the world in general, as they reflect on the US foreign policy and its strategic interactions. Even though these recent elections have highlighted the acute polarization and ideological and ethnic divisions within the US community, they have also shown at the same time how dynamic this community is and how capable it is to make changes to its trajectories while adhering in the meanwhile to the inclusive national model as the melting pot of its people. The challenge, however, is the ability of the US leadership and people to renew the US power. The UAE has always been a dependable geostrategic partner for the United States of America, even at the worst times, such as the shock of 9/11 attacks. The announcement of the strategic dialogue between the US and the UAE last month has been seen as a qualitative leap in framing and institutionalizing the relations between the two parties. What really matters to the United Arab Emirates is that the new US administration can approach regional security and all the chronic conflicts of the region with a vision that can encompass the controversies that have been characterizing the US strategy in the Middle East over the past 2 decades. Ladies and gentlemen, since its inception, the Emirates Policy Center has been a home to cutting-edge strategic analysis and insights. At these newly forged crossroads, APC, as an internationally renowned think tank in the UAE and the region, it is committed to nurturing the best minds and cooperating with the best minds and stakeholders to assist decision makers and the general public to understand and realize the global trajectories and international and regional trends that will shape our futures. This year, in this virtual edition of ADSD, we have a host of outstanding experts and specialized experts and policymakers from all over the world to shape a strategic agenda which is intellectually capable to engage with our most pressing challenges and new issues. By holding this momentous occasion, the APC assumes its vital position on the global map of think tanks. ADSD is considered to be the most significant strategic dialogue platform locally and regionally. Abu Dhabi Strategic Debate has been ranked 10th on the list of the most important strategic conferences at the international level for the year 2018 in the Global Think Tank Index report released by the University of Pennsylvania in the United States of America. Once again, I would like to welcome all speakers and welcome all of you in this gathering, in addition to all the attendees who will be following the sessions of ADSD. I hope that the ADSD in its 7th edition will have a new and unique enriching experience of learning for all of you. To conclude, it has been a great pleasure for the Emirates Policy Center in Abu Dhabi Strategic Debate to welcome every year His Excellency Dr. Anwar Gargash, the UAE Minister of State for Foreign Affairs in the United Arab Emirates. This year, His Excellency will give the keynote speech. We would like to extend to him our special thanks for sharing with us his ideas on the main regional crisis and issues and the interacting crises and the elements that threaten its stability, and to explain the UAE's vision of global and regional politics. Please, the floor is yours, Your Excellency.